They called us primitives, laughed at our technology, and dismissed our potential. That was their first mistake. The quantum core thrummed beneath my feet, a sound unlike anything humanity had ever created before. Standing on the bridge of the U's Hyperion, I could feel the raw power coursing through the ship's veins. This wasn't just another military vessel. This was humanity's message to the galaxy. We refuse to remain insignificant. Captain Drake, final systems check complete. Lieutenant Santos's voice carried across the bridge, steady despite the historical weight of the moment. Quantum drive is responding at 112% of projected capacity. I allowed myself a small smile. The aliens who'd shared fragments of their technology with us, thinking we'd take decades to understand it, hadn't counted on human ingenuity. We hadn't just replicated their tech, we'd improved it. Status of the neural interface? I asked, running my fingers along the command chair's sensors. The familiar tingle of the connection buzzed through my fingertips. Neural link stable across all command staff, sir. Bridge crew reporting unprecedented synchronization rates. The neural interface was our ace. While other species relied on conventional controls, we'd developed a system that connected human consciousness directly to ship systems. The aliens thought our minds too primitive for such technology. Another mistake. Admiral Collins is requesting final confirmation for launch, Communications Officer Parker announced. They're broadcasting across all frequencies. Half the solar system is watching, sir. I took my place in the command chair, feeling the neural connection surge to life. The Hyperion wasn't just a ship. She was an extension of human will, and right now, she was an extension of mine. Put me through to launch control, I ordered, straightening my collar, and bring up the external feeds. The holographic displays sparkled to life around me, showing the massive launch facility orbiting Mars. Dozens of support vessels hovered at safe distances, their crews no doubt pressed against viewports for a glimpse of history. Launch control, this is Captain Drake. Hyperion is ready for departure. Admiral Collins's weathered face appeared on the main screen. The years of fighting for this program had left their mark, but today his eyes shone with triumph. Captain Drake, you carry humanity's hopes with you. Show them what we can do. Understood, Admiral. I turned to my crew, all hand-picked, all the best Earth had to offer. Initialize launch sequence. Lieutenant Santos, bring the quantum core to full power. The thrumming intensified, and through the neural link, I could feel the ship's eagerness to break free. Displays showed energy levels climbing far beyond our initial estimates. Sir, Santos called out, excitement breaking through his professional demeanor. The core is achieving power levels we've only seen in simulations. She's ready to show what she can do. I gripped the arms of my command chair, feeling the ship's systems align with my thoughts. Navigation, plot course for the Kuiper Belt testing grounds. Let's show the galaxy that humanity has entered the game. The Hyperion's engines ignited, and for a moment, everything went silent. Then reality itself seemed to bend as our quantum drive engaged. Through the neural link, I felt the ship's triumph as we broke free from conventional physics, achieving what alien scientists had deemed impossible for our species. As we accelerated past Mars, our sensors detected multiple alien observation posts scrambling to track us. Their confusion was palpable in their transmission bursts. They hadn't expected this. Not from us. Not so soon. But their surprise was just beginning. The real test awaited us beyond Neptune's orbit, where we'd demonstrate exactly what humanity's first warship could do, and I intended to make sure the galaxy would never forget this day. Battle stations, I commanded, feeling the ship's weapon systems coming online through the neural link. Let's introduce ourselves to the neighborhood. The crew responded with practiced efficiency, and I felt a surge of pride. We'd trained for this moment for months, but nothing could have prepared us for the reality of commanding humanity's most advanced creation. As we approached the testing grounds, a priority alert flashed across my neural feed. Something was out there, something that wasn't supposed to be part of today's demonstration. It seemed the galaxy was about to get its introduction to humanity's warships sooner than planned. The alert pulsed red in my neural feed as the Hyperion sliced through space toward the Kuiper belt. What our sensors had detected wasn't part of the planned demonstration: 3 alien vessels, signatures matching known raider configurations. Multiple contacts, Lieutenant Santos reported, his fingers dancing across his console. Krivax-class raiders. They're pursuing a civilian transport. Through the neural interface, I accessed the tactical display. The transport's engine signature was human, one of our early interplanetary merchant vessels. Those ships were tough but practically defenseless against military-grade weapons. Time to intercept? I asked, already formulating a strategy. 4 minutes at current speed, sir. But... Santos hesitated. The raiders will reach the transport in 3. I smiled grimly. Then we'll have to introduce ourselves ahead of schedule. Battle stations. Power to forward shields. Bring up the quantum lance. The crew responded instantly. Through our neural links, I felt the Hyperion systems shifting, power routing to weapons that no alien race believed we could master. The quantum lance, our primary weapon, was our biggest surprise, reverse-engineered from scattered pieces of alien tech and improved by human innovation. "Sir," Parker called from communications, "the transport is broadcasting a distress signal. 32 civilians on board." "Open a channel to the raiders," I ordered. "Let's see how they react to Earth's new capabilities." Channel open. "Attention hostile vessels. This is Captain Marcus Drake of the Earth Warship Hyperion. You are engaging in hostile actions against a human vessel. Stand down immediately." Their response came quickly in the form of weapons fire at the transport. "They're not taking us seriously, sir," Santos said, anger evident in his voice. "Then let's change their minds. Execute Combat Maneuver Delta 7. The Hyperion responded to my thoughts through the neural link, performing a maneuver that should have been impossible for a ship this size. We shot forward at quantum-enhanced speed, emerging between the raiders and their prey. "Target the lead vessel's engines," I commanded. "Minimal power. Let's show them what we can do without destroying them completely." The quantum lance hummed to life. Through the neural interface, I felt the weapon's power building, saw the calculations racing through the targeting computers. The raiders, finally sensing something was different, began evasive maneuvers. Too late. The lance fired a precise, surgical strike. The beam passed through the lead raider's shields like they didn't exist, severing their engine section clean off. The ship spun helplessly, its power systems failing. Someone whispered on the bridge. The remaining raiders broke formation, attempting to scatter. Their communications erupted in panic, no longer dismissive of the primitive human vessel. "Target lock on both vessels," Santos reported eagerly. "Open channel," I ordered. "This is your final warning. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded, or face the consequences of attacking human ships in human space." For a moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, their power signatures dropped. They were standing down. "Sir," Parker interrupted, "we're getting priority messages from command. They're picking up the battle on their feeds. Half the solar system just watched us take down 3 Krivax raiders without breaking a sweat." I leaned back in my command chair, feeling the Hyperion systems humming contentedly through the neural link. "Good. Send word to every observation post and listening station in range. Let them spread the word humanity's territory is now protected." As we secured the raiders and ensured the transport's safety, I couldn't help but smile. This wasn't the demonstration we'd planned, but it was better. The galaxy wanted to know what humanity's first warship could do. They were about to find out. The aftermath of the battle spread through subspace channels faster than we could have planned. Standing on the Hyperion's observation deck, I watched as Earth security forces took custody of the raiders. Their ships, now powered down and trapped in our gravity wells, looked significantly less threatening than they had an hour ago. Message from Admiral Collin. "Sir?" Parker's voice came through my neural link. "Priority 1. I accepted the transmission, and Collins's holographic form materialized before me. His expression was a mixture of pride and concern. "Quite a show, Drake. Every alien embassy on Earth is demanding explanations. The Galactic Council has called an emergency session." "They weren't supposed to be testing our borders today, Admiral," I replied. "We simply responded to a threat against our citizens." Collins nodded. "And that's exactly why this couldn't have gone better. Our intelligence suggests the raiders were hired to test our capabilities. Someone wanted to see what the Hyperion could do." Through the neural interface, I pulled up the battle data. The raiders' energy signatures had been too clean, their formations too precise for common pirates. The Vraxan Confederation? Most likely, they've been pushing against our expansion efforts for years. Collins leaned forward. "We're picking up massive fleet movements in their territory. Your little demonstration has them rattled." I processed this information, feeling the Hyperion systems responding to my rising tension. "Order, sir." "The council session begins in 6 hours. I want the Hyperion present. Take up position near Luna Station. Let them see our new Guardian up close." "Understood, Admiral." I paused, then added, "What about the captured raiders?" Collins smiled grimly. "Interrogation reveals they were indeed Vraxan agents. Their ships contained next-gen scanning equipment. They were supposed to analyze the Hyperion's capabilities without engaging." "Their mistake," I said. "Indeed. And now every species in the sector knows that humanity's primitive technology just disabled 3 military-grade vessels without casualties." After Collins signed off, I returned to the bridge. The crew was still riding high from our success, but I could feel their anticipation through the neural network. They knew this was just the beginning. "Plot course for Luna Station," I ordered. "Let's give the Galactic Council something to talk about." As we approached Earth's orbit, our sensors detected dozens of alien vessels adjusting their positions, giving us a wider berth than protocol required. Fear? Respect? Perhaps both. The Hyperion's quantum core pulsed steadily as we took up our designated position, her presence impossible to ignore. Through the main viewport, I could see the council ships arriving, sleek diplomatic vessels from 24 species, all trying to maintain their composure while their scanners frantically analyzed our ship. "Sir," Santos called out, "we're picking up interesting chatter. The Vraxan fleet that was mobilizing. They're standing down, returning to their bases." I nodded, satisfied. The message had been received. "Captain," Parker added, "incoming transmission from the Galactic Council chamber. They're requesting your presence at the session." This was unprecedented. Humans had never been invited to speak at a full council session before. We'd been considered too junior, too primitive, too insignificant. "Inform them I'll attend," I replied, straightening my uniform. "And maintain our position. I want every delegate in that chamber to see the Hyperion through their windows while we discuss humanity's place in the galaxy." As I prepared to board the shuttle to the council station, I took one last look at my ship through the neural interface. The Hyperion wasn't just a warship, she was a statement. Humanity had been dismissed as a minor species for too long, deemed unworthy of real consideration in galactic affairs. That ended today. The galaxy had trembled when Earth released its first warship. Now they would learn that the tremors were just the beginning. The problem with making the galaxy fear you is that fear and hatred often walk hand in hand. 3 weeks after the Hyperion's demonstration, and the galaxy still hadn't stopped talking. I stood in my quarters, watching the endless stream of diplomatic messages flowing across my neural feed. The Galactic Council session had changed everything, not just for Earth, but for every emerging species in known space. "Captain," Santos's voice interrupted my thoughts. "Long-range sensors are picking up something unusual in the Proxima Centauri colony zone." I connected to the bridge through the neural interface, letting the Hyperion's enhanced sensors feed directly into my consciousness. The data pattern was strange: multiple ships, but their signatures were fluctuating, almost as if "they're using stealth tech," I said, already moving toward the bridge. But it's not Vraxen. The bridge crew snapped to attention as I entered. The main display showed a tactical overlay of Proxima Centauri, Earth's first successful extrasolar colony, home to 12 million humans. Analysis confirms 15 vessels, Santos reported. Configuration unknown, but their energy signatures suggest significant weapons capability. I settled into the command chair, feeling the Hyperion systems integrating with my thoughts. Location of the closest Earth Security Force vessels. Nearest patrol is 3 hours out at maximum speed, Parker answered from communications. Colony defense systems are at full readiness, but he didn't need to finish. Colonial defenses were designed to handle pirates and raiders, not a coordinated fleet action. Whatever was approaching Proxima Centauri, it wasn't a simple raid. How fast can we get there? I asked, already knowing the answer. Lieutenant Santos smiled. With the recent quantum drive upgrades, 47 minutes. Plot the course. All hands to battle stations. I opened a channel to the colony. Proxima Command, this is Captain Drake of the Hyperion. Unknown fleet approaching your position. Maintain full alerts and prepare for potential engagement. The response came quickly, tinged with both relief and tension. Understood, Hyperion. Good to know you're coming. We've been tracking them for the last hour. They're not responding to hails. As the Hyperion's quantum drive engaged, I studied the tactical data more closely. These ships were using advanced stealth technology, yet they wanted us to know they were coming. This wasn't an attack, it was a message. Sir, Parker called out, his voice tight. Priority transmission from Earth Command. Admiral Collins needs to speak with you immediately. The Admiral's hologram appeared, his expression grave. Drake, we've identified the approaching fleet, their consortium. The temperature on the bridge seemed to drop several degrees. The consortium, an alliance of technologically advanced species who believed in guiding younger races through controlled development. They'd opposed humanity's admission to the Galactic Council for years. The Hyperion's demonstration must have gotten their attention, I said, understanding dawning. Collins nodded. They're calling it a technological assessment visit, claiming their right as senior members of the Council to evaluate new military capabilities that could destabilize the sector. They're coming to inspect us, I growled, like we're some primitive tribe that needs supervision. Exactly. And Drake? Collins leaned forward. We can't refuse, not without violating a dozen treaties we didn't even know existed until we took that council seat. I felt the Hyperion's weapons systems responding to my anger through the neural link. So we just let them walk all over us? No, Collins smiled thinly. We show them exactly what humanity is capable of. Within the bounds of their precious protocol, of course. As the Admiral's hologram faded, I turned to my crew. Change of plans. We're not going in hot. We're going to give the consortium the inspection of their lives. The Hyperion surged forward through quantum space, while I began formulating a plan. The consortium wanted to assess humanity's capabilities. Fine. Let's give them something to assess. The consortium fleet hung in high orbit above Proxima Centauri, their ships arranged in a perfect geometric pattern that screamed superiority. Through the Hyperion's enhanced sensors, I could detect their active scanning beams probing the colony below. They're scanning everything, Santos reported, his fingers dancing across his console. Defense systems, power grid, communication arrays. Very thorough for a friendly visit. I watched through the neural interface as the Hyperion's AI compiled the data. The consortium ships were masterpieces of engineering, each one probably worth more than Earth's entire defense budget. They wanted us to see their technological advantage. Sir, Parker called out. Incoming transmission from the consortium flagship. A hologram materialized on the bridge, a tall, ethereal figure with silvery skin and multiple cybernetic enhancements. High Administrator Vex of the Consortium Technology Assessment Division. His expression was perfectly neutral, but I could sense the condescension in his stance. Captain Drake, he said, his universal translator giving his words an artificial smoothness. "Your vessel's arrival is precisely on schedule, most impressive for such recent technology." I stood from my command chair, matching his formal tone. "The Hyperion is full of surprises, Administrator. We look forward to your assessment." "Indeed." His silver eyes flickered with something like amusement. "Our preliminary scans indicate several technological implementations that exceed your species' documented capabilities. The consortium is concerned about potential stability issues." Translation: they thought we'd stolen or copied technology we weren't ready for. "We'd be happy to demonstrate our capabilities," I replied. "Perhaps a joint exercise." Vex paused, probably conferring with his colleagues through their neural networks. "Acceptable. A simple demonstration of navigation and defensive capabilities should suffice." I smiled. "Excellent. Lieutenant Santos, prepare the course we discussed." Through our neural interface, I felt the Hyperion systems align with my intentions. The course we'd plotted would take us through the Proxima Centauri system's dense asteroid field, a navigation challenge that would put our quantum-enhanced reflexes to the test. "Administrator," I said, "please have your vessels maintain their current position. We wouldn't want any accidents during the demonstration." The implied challenge wasn't subtle. Vex's cybernetic enhancements glinted as he nodded. "Of course. We will observe from here." As his hologram faded, I returned to my command chair. "All hands, this is the captain. Time to show the consortium why humanity doesn't need their supervision." The Hyperion's quantum core hummed to life, and through the neural network, I could feel my crew's determination. We trained for this, pushed the boundaries of what our technology could do. "Sir," Santos said quietly, "they're actively scanning our quantum drive signature. Whatever we do, they'll be analyzing every movement." "Good," I replied, initiating the pre-programmed course. "Let's give them something worth analyzing." The Hyperion surged forward, diving into the asteroid field at speeds that would have been suicidal for conventional ships. Through the neural interface, we moved as one ship, crew, and AI working in perfect harmony. We didn't just navigate the asteroid field, we danced through it. Each maneuver was precisely calculated to demonstrate our mastery of the quantum drive technology. The consortium ships watched as we performed moves their own vessels couldn't match, using principles of physics they thought we couldn't understand. But I could feel something else through the neural interface, subtle probes trying to penetrate our security systems. The demonstration wasn't just a show of skill, it was a cover for something else. The consortium wasn't here to assess us. They were here to find our weaknesses. And I had just played right into their hands. As the Hyperion completed its final maneuver through the asteroid field, I felt the alien probes intensify their attempts to breach our systems. Through the neural interface, I could track their progress, sophisticated, but not unbeatable. "Sir," Santos whispered through our secure neural channel, "they're particularly interested in the quantum core's resonance patterns." Of course they were. The core was our greatest achievement, human innovation, improving upon alien tech in ways they deemed impossible. I kept my expression neutral as Administrator Vex's hologram reappeared. "Most impressive, Captain Drake," he said, his cybernetic eyes gleaming. "Though we notice some concerning fluctuations in your quantum field harmonics." "Really?" I replied, activating a subroutine we'd prepared. "Our readings show perfect stability. Perhaps your sensors are being affected by local phenomena." A subtle challenge. Through the Hyperion's external sensors, I watched the consortium ships adjust their positions, slightly a predator's instinct to establish dominance. "Captain," Parker cut in urgently, "multiple quantum signatures detected at system edge. Massive energy spikes." Right on schedule. I fought to hide my smile as 5 more consortium warships dropped out of quantum space, their weapons powered but not yet targeted. A show of force disguised as reinforcements for the inspection. Vex's hologram flickered as he received the update. "Ah, it seems some of my colleagues were concerned enough to join us. Standard protocol for technological assessments, you understand. Of course, I replied smoothly. Though you might want to inform your colleagues about the quantum wake turbulence they're generating. It's interfering with your sensor readings of our core. Vex's expression shifted minutely. He was good, but not good enough to hide his surprise. They hadn't expected us to detect their ship's quantum signatures, let alone understand the physics behind wake turbulence. Sir, Santos reported through our neural link, their probe patterns have changed. They're trying to access our sensor arrays now. Let them try. Every attempt to breach our systems was feeding false data back to their ship's data, we'd carefully crafted to tell a very specific story. Administrator, I said, standing from my command chair, I believe we've demonstrated enough of our capabilities for one day, unless there's something specific you're looking for. The challenge in my voice was clear. Through the neural interface, I felt the Hyperion systems humming at full power, our quantum core generating readings that would keep their analysts puzzled for months. No, Captain, Vex replied after a moment. The consortium has seen sufficient evidence of your progress. We will be submitting our report to the Galactic Council shortly. We look forward to reading it, I said. Though you might want to correct your data on our quantum harmonics. The readings you stole during your probe attempts are slightly outdated. Vex's hologram froze for a microsecond, the equivalent of a shocked gasp from a consortium administrator. We weren't supposed to know about their probes, let alone that we'd fed them false data. Safe travels, Administrator, I added before he could respond. The Hyperion will escort you to the system edge. Standard protocol for visiting fleets, you understand. As the consortium ships formed up for departure, I received a priority message from Admiral Collins. They took the bait. All of it. I allowed myself a small smile. The consortium had come to assess humanity's capabilities, thinking us primitive upstarts who'd stumbled upon advanced technology. Instead, we'd fed them exactly the data we wanted them to have, enough to prove our competence, but not enough to reveal our true capabilities. Let them think they'd successfully probed our systems. Let them analyze their stolen data. By the time they realized what we'd actually done, humanity would be ready for whatever came next. Plot a course back to Earth, I ordered. We have a council meeting to prepare for. The galaxy had trembled when Earth released its first warship. Now it would learn that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't our technology, it was our ability to think 3 steps ahead. The thing about making powerful enemies is that they rarely attack from the front. They prefer to strike from the shadows, using pawns who don't realize they're sacrificial pieces. The quantum message arrived during ship's night, encrypted with codes I hadn't seen since my Special Forces days. Through the neural interface, I watched the Hyperion's AI decrypt it, while maintaining our patrol route near the Epsilon Eridani colony. The message was simple. The game is bigger than we thought. Meet me at Deimos Station. Come alone. Harrison. James Harrison, my old commanding officer from the military's Quantum Research Division. The man who'd helped develop the very core that powered the Hyperion. He'd vanished 6 months ago, shortly after our first successful test. Lieutenant Santos, I called through the neural link. Plot a course for Deimos Station. Quiet approach protocol. Sir? His confusion was clear even through the digital connection. We're supposed to maintain patrol here for another week. Change of plans. I accessed the command protocols, drafting a mission update for Earth Command. Log it as a technical consultation. Priority level Alpha. The Hyperion's quantum drive engaged smoothly, transitioning us into FTL. Through the ship's external sensors, I noticed 3 consortium observation posts tracking our departure. They've been shadowing us ever since their inspection 2 weeks ago. Captain, Parker's voice cut through my thoughts. Incoming transmission from Admiral Collins. He's not happy about the course change. The Admiral's hologram materialized on the bridge, his expression stern. Drake, what the hell are you doing? The Epsilon sector is crucial right now. Sir, I received a priority contact from Harrison. Collins's face went completely still. "Harrison? Are you sure?" The encryption was his. "Something's wrong, Admiral." He wouldn't break silence unless it was critical. The Admiral ran a hand through his gray hair. "The Council's been pressing for details about our quantum technology. If Harrison's surfacing now—" "Exactly," I said. "Permission to investigate." "Granted. But Drake—" Collins leaned forward. "Watch your back. The consortium's been too quiet since their inspection. This might be related." After the Admiral signed off, I studied the tactical display. Deimos Station, Mars's smallest and oldest orbital facility. Perfect for a clandestine meeting. Too perfect, maybe. "Sir," Santos called out, "I'm detecting unusual quantum fluctuations in the Mars sector. Multiple signatures, but they're different somehow." I accessed the sensor data through the neural link. The patterns were unlike anything in our database, not consortium, not any known species. "How long until we reach Deimos Station?" I asked. 30 minutes at current speed." I settled deeper into my command chair, feeling the Hyperion systems synchronizing with my thoughts. "Maintain course, but power up all defensive systems. Something tells me this meeting isn't going to be as private as Harrison suggested." The quantum signatures continued to flicker at the edge of our sensors, like shadows moving just outside our field of vision. Whatever was waiting for us at Deimos Station, it was clear that humanity's technological leap had attracted attention from more than just the consortium. And some of that attention was decidedly unfriendly. Deimos Station hung against the rust-red backdrop of Mars, its aging solar panels reflecting the distant sunlight. Through the Hyperion's enhanced sensors, I counted at least 6 maintenance airlocks that hadn't been used in years, perfect for a covert entrance. "Multiple ships detected in Mars's shadow," Santos reported. "They're using the planet's magnetic field to mask their signatures." I accessed the tactical display through the neural link. The unknown quantum signatures we detected earlier had multiplied. Whatever was hiding out there, they were waiting for something. Or someone. "Any sign of Harrison?" I asked. "One human life sign in Section D7 of the station," Parker confirmed. "But sir, there's something odd about the reading." Before he could elaborate, a private channel opened in my neural feed. Harrison's voice came through, distorted but recognizable. "Drake, if you're receiving this, don't dock with the station. The quantum core, it's not what we thought. They're not what we thought." "James," I tried to clear up the signal. "Who's they?" "The original builders. The ones who left the quantum technology for us to find. The consortium. They're just puppets. Guardians to keep younger races from." The transmission cut off abruptly. "Sir," Santos's voice was urgent. "Multiple ships decloaking. Configuration unknown, nothing like this in our database." Through the external cameras, I watched as vessels seemed to materialize from nothing. Their design was organic, almost crystalline, with patterns that hurt the eyes to look at directly. Not consortium, not any known species. "Battle stations," I ordered, feeling the Hyperion's weapons systems coming online through the neural link. "But hold fire unless fired upon." "Parker, any response to hails?" "Negative, sir. But we're picking up massive energy readings. They're quantum signatures. They're unlike anything we've seen. Orders of magnitude beyond even our improved drive." I studied the tactical display, mind racing. Harrison's warning, these unknown ships, the consortium's recent behavior, it was all connected. We hadn't just improved upon alien technology, we'd stumbled onto something far more significant. "Sir," Santos called out, "they're powering up some kind of— I can't even describe it. Energy patterns are off the charts." Through the neural interface, I felt the Hyperion systems straining to analyze the threat. These ships weren't here to fight, they were here to test us. Just like the consortium, but with far higher stakes. "All hands," I announced shipwide. "Prepare for Quantum Maneuver Omega. We're about to show our visitors why humanity doesn't follow anyone else's rules of physics." The crystalline ships moved to surround us, their formation perfect, their technology clearly superior. But they'd made one crucial mistake. They'd assumed we would play by their rules. Initiating quantum fold, I commanded, feeling the ship's systems align with my thoughts. Let's show them what human innovation really looks like. The Hyperion's core hummed to life, and I smiled grimly. Sometimes the best way to win isn't to fight, it's to change the game entirely. The Hyperion's quantum core pulsed with energy as we executed a maneuver that, according to every known law of physics, should have been impossible. Instead of trying to outrun or outfight the crystalline ships, we created our own quantum pocket, a bubble of modified spacetime that made us exist in multiple phases simultaneously. Status? I asked, feeling the strain through our neural interface as the ship's systems pushed beyond their designed limits. They're confused, sir, Santos reported, a hint of satisfaction in his voice. Their targeting systems can't lock onto us. We're technically in 3 different quantum states at once. Through the external sensors, I watched the crystalline ships adjust their formation. Their organic hulls pulsed with patterns that seemed to ripple through dimensions we couldn't quite perceive. Beautiful, but terrifying. New transmission, Parker announced. Text only, using. Sir, it's using quantum encryption we theorized, but never actually developed. The message appeared in my neural feed. Impressive. You have surpassed expected parameters. Phase 2 may begin. Before I could respond, the crystalline ships suddenly shifted, their forms becoming even more abstract. The space around Deimos Station began to distort, and through our sensors, I detected an enormous quantum signature emerging from what appeared to be another dimension entirely. Sir, Santos called out, the station. It's transforming. Deimos Station was changing before our eyes, its mundane human construction falling away like a chrysalis to reveal something ancient and powerful underneath. The quantum signatures we'd detected earlier weren't from ships hiding nearby, they were from whatever had been sleeping inside the station all along. Harrison's voice crackled through our comms again, stronger this time. Now you see, Drake. They've been here all along, watching, waiting. The consortium wasn't keeping younger races down, they were protecting us from finding this before we were ready. Through the neural link, I accessed the Hyperion's historical database. Patterns in the transforming station matched fragments of data we discovered while developing our quantum drive data we'd thought was theoretical. The original builders, I breathed. They didn't leave their technology for us to find. They left tests. Correct, Captain Drake. A new voice, impossibly complex and yet perfectly understandable, resonated through our neural interfaces. Your species has achieved what few others have: true innovation. You didn't simply copy our technology. You improved it. The crystalline ships took up positions around us, no longer threatening but almost ceremonial. The transformed Deimos Station now pulsed with the same multidimensional energy, a beacon of quantum technology beyond our comprehension. Sir, Parker whispered, we're receiving transmissions from Earth. The consortium fleet is standing down. Everywhere. They're retreating from human space entirely. The voice spoke again. The test is complete. Humanity has proven itself ready for Phase 2. The real question, Captain Drake, is whether you're prepared for what comes next. I stood from my command chair, feeling the Hyperion systems humming in harmony with energies we were only beginning to understand. That depends, I replied. Are you offering humanity a chance to learn, or are you expecting us to follow? The response came with what felt like amusement. Neither, Captain. We're offering you a chance to lead. As the implications of those words sank in, I realized that our demonstration of Earth's first warship hadn't just changed humanity's place in the galaxy. It had changed the galaxy itself. They say power corrupts. But the real test isn't whether you can handle power, it's whether you know when not to use it. 3 months after the revelation at Deimos Station, and humanity still hadn't fully processed its new reality. The Hyperion floated in high orbit above Earth, its quantum core now pulsing with energies that made our original, advanced technology look primitive. Through the neural interface, I watched the latest batch of data stream in from research teams worldwide. The builders, as we'd come to call them, hadn't just given us access to their technology, they'd opened our eyes to an entirely new understanding of reality itself. "Captain," Santos called out, his voice tense. "Priority alert from the Arcturus colony. They're detecting quantum anomalies unlike anything we've seen before." I accessed the feed through our enhanced sensors. The patterns were chaotic, almost desperate. Not the precise, controlled signatures of builder technology. "Multiple consortium ships detected entering human space," Parker added. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies, sir. They're requesting asylum." "Asylum?" I straightened in my command chair. The consortium, the same advanced species that had looked down on us months ago, were running from something. Admiral Collins's hologram appeared on the bridge, his expression grave. "Drake, it's happening everywhere. The consortium is collapsing. Something's coming through the quantum depths, and it's not friendly." Through our upgraded systems, I could now see what our sensors previously couldn't detect. Tears in spacetime itself, spreading like cracks in reality. Whatever the builders had been protecting us from, it had finally noticed that the guards had stepped aside. "Sir," Santos reported, "quantum distortions are increasing exponentially. The Arcturus colony. They're saying the stars are going dark." I felt the Hyperion system surge with power as we prepared for quantum transit. The builders had chosen humanity to lead not because we were the most advanced, but because we approached problems differently. Now we would find out if that difference was enough. "All hands, battle stations," I commanded. "Plot course for Arcturus. Whatever's coming through those quantum tiers, they're about to learn why humanity was chosen." As we engaged our drive, I couldn't help but wonder if this was the real test all along. Not whether we could master the technology, but whether we could face what it was designed to fight. The galaxy had trembled when Earth released its first warship. Now it would watch as humanity faced its greatest challenge, not just for our survival, but for the existence of reality itself. The quantum tiers around Arcturus were visible to the naked, now great rifts in spacetime that seemed to swallow light itself. Through the Hyperion's enhanced sensors, I watched as things emerged from these wounds in reality. Not ships, not beings, but geometric impossibilities that hurt the mind to observe. "Consortium refugee ships are holding position behind us," Santos reported. "Their quantum cores are, sir, they're offering to sync with our systems." A decade ago, the idea of consortium ships voluntarily linking with human technology would have been unthinkable. Now, facing extinction, old prejudices meant nothing. "Accept the sync," I ordered. "Parker, status of the colony. Evacuation is at 60%. But things are getting closer. Energy readings are off any scale we have." Through the neural interface, I felt the combined power of our linked fleet. The Hyperion's quantum core pulsed in harmony with 24 consortium vessels, their advanced technology amplifying our human innovations. We'd need every advantage for what came next. "New contact," Santos called out. Massive quantum signature emerging from the largest tier. The thing that emerged defied description. It was like looking at a mathematical equation given form, a construct of pure cosmic horror that existed in more dimensions than our minds could process. Our linked sensors tried to analyze it and failed, the data too alien for even our enhanced systems to interpret. "Sir," Parker's voice was barely steady, "we're receiving a transmission. It's using builder protocols." The message burned through our neural network. Quarantine breached. Infection detected. Reality purge initiating. Understanding hit me like a physical blow. The builders hadn't been preparing us to fight an enemy, they'd been preparing us to face a cosmic immune system. Reality itself was trying to purge what it saw as an infection, consciousness, life, existence itself. "All ships, execute defense pattern Delta," I commanded, feeling the combined fleet respond through our linked systems. We didn't come this far to let some cosmic antibody decide we don't have the right to exist. The Hyperion's weapons powered up, now enhanced by builder technology and our own innovations. Around us, the consortium ships moved in perfect synchronization, their crews trusting human leadership in a way that would have seemed impossible months ago. "Sir," Santos called out, "the colony reports evacuation at 80%. But those things, they're starting to affect local spacetime. Physics itself is breaking down." I watched through our external sensors as reality began to warp around the geometric horrors. They weren't just destroying matter, they were erasing the very laws that allowed existence to function. But humanity had one advantage they hadn't counted on: we'd never played by the rules anyway. "All ships," I ordered, feeling the combined power of our linked fleet surge through the neural interface. "Prepare to execute Maneuver Omega Prime. Let's show these cosmic antibodies why the builders chose us." The fate of not just humanity, but all conscious life in our reality, hung in the balance, and I had a plan that broke every law of physics we knew. Just the way I liked it. "Execute Maneuver Omega Prime," I commanded, feeling the Hyperion's quantum core surge with power. "All consortium ships, synchronize your cores with our frequency." What we were about to attempt shouldn't have been possible. The builder's technology was designed to work within the rules of reality. But humans, we'd spent our entire history finding ways around rules we didn't like. Through our neural interface, I initiated the sequence we'd developed a combination of builder technology and human insanity. Instead of fighting the cosmic immune system directly, we would do something far more ambitious. "Sir," Santos called out, his voice tense with concentration, "quantum harmonics are reaching critical levels. The void entities are responding." The geometric horrors turned their impossible attention toward us. Reality buckled around them, laws of physics shattering like glass. But that was exactly what we needed. "Now," I ordered, "initiate quantum resonance cascade." The Hyperion's core pulsed, and 24 consortium ships responded in perfect harmony. We weren't trying to destroy the void entities, we were using their own reality, warping effects against them. "Energy patterns are..." "Sir, I've never seen anything like this," Parker reported. "The void entities, they're being drawn in." Through our enhanced sensors, I watched our plan unfold. The combined power of our fleet wasn't attacking the cosmic horrors. We were creating a quantum lens, focusing their own reality, warping effects back on themselves. "Colony evacuation complete," Santos announced. "But sir, local space-time stability is at critical levels." The void entities seemed to realize what we were doing. Their geometric forms twisted in ways that made my mind scream, trying to break free from our quantum lens. But humanity had learned one crucial lesson through all our struggles: the best defense isn't always a bigger weapon. Sometimes it's a mirror. "All ships, maintain formation," I commanded, feeling the strain through our neural links. "Push all power to the quantum resonance." The space around us warped and twisted, reality itself groaning under the strain. The void entity's own attempts to erase our existence were being reflected back, creating a feedback loop that even cosmic horror couldn't escape. "Sir," Parker's voice cut through the chaos. "New quantum signatures detected. They're builder ships." Through the distorted space around us, I saw them emerge, crystalline vessels of impossible beauty, their forms suggesting they existed in dimensions we couldn't comprehend. But they weren't here to fight. They were here to witness. As our quantum lens reached critical resonance, the void entities began to fold in on themselves, their reality warping effects turning inward. We weren't destroying them, we were containing them in their own pocket of twisted space, using their own nature against them. "Energy spike," Santos called out. "Quantum collapse imminent." "All ships, emergency quantum shift," I ordered. "Get us clear." The combined fleet executed the maneuver perfectly, our ships sliding between dimensions just as space itself seemed to implode behind us. When reality stabilized, the void entities were gone, trapped in their own twisted pocket of non-existence. The builder ships approached our fleet, their presence radiating what felt like approval through our quantum networks. A message came through, using protocols we'd only begun to understand. The test is complete. Humanity has proven worthy not just of survival, but of guardianship. The mantle is passed. As the implications of those words sank in, I looked at the combined fleet of human and consortium ships, all linked together through technology we'd helped improve. We hadn't just saved our reality, we'd proven that the best defense against cosmic horror wasn't power or technology. It was innovation, creativity, the human ability to look at impossible odds and think, what if we try it differently? The galaxy had trembled when Earth released its first warship. Now it would watch as humanity took its place not just as another spacefaring race, but as guardians of reality itself. And we'd do it our way.